and he will also take, because he is a TWD teacher and he is a expert in CSS. Okay, so that is there. And let me tell a bit about me, means why I started this company and all, and we'll get started, and you will definitely get the certificate. There is a process to get the certificate, that is also I will tell. And one thing, I'm going to complete the HTML. Okay, so one thing is that you might have seen here, we have written that we will do HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But the main thing is that we are going to complete HTML. Complete means HTML cannot be more than that. But the thing is that we will not be able to complete the CSS and JavaScript. CSS and JavaScript will touch the surface, but don't worry, because CSS and JavaScript, we have 5 days workshop running on a channel for a long time. Means it every month it runs. Like CSS and JavaScript is the main thing which you have to learn. So both of those things run. We teach completely in a 5 days workshop. Next to next week also a CSS workshop will be arranged. So those things are run continuously, and what you have to learn. So first half an hour I will discuss what the path you should take. Means most of you will be from some other other than IT background, I know. And even if you're from an IT background, if you're a student or someone, you should know means what you should do. Okay, then only we're going to start with your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So let me share my screen and let me see what is opened. Okay, so this one is open. Okay, so this is how the attendance sheets will be given. Okay, the attendance sheets are basically a Google form. So this will given to you like this, not right now, but I will give it soon. So this attendance sheets will be given. This you have to fill, like your email, name, your current role, and your LinkedIn profile. Why your LinkedIn profile? And if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, please write that I don't have a LinkedIn profile. But I will soon come to that, why this LinkedIn profile is very much required. If you don't have, it's okay. If you don't have, don't write it, not required. But it is very important in today's scenario to have a LinkedIn profile. Why it is there, I will let you know. Okay, so that is there. And like this is attendance form 1, which will be given towards the like around means around 3:30 p.m. IST, and the other one will given towards the end of your, this is attendance form 2, and towards the end, because we want people to attend the complete thing, not to miss anything. Okay, so we want this to be done. Okay, so this will be given soon before we start the HTML. Okay, so more things is like this. Who am I? So my name is Nabendu Vishwas. I have around 16 years of IT experience, and right now also I have an IT experience. It's not like that I retired from IT and all, because I am a trainer. Right now I am a trainer, and trainers are who? Trainers are, I before this thing was starting only, I was learning some cool technologies of your TypeScript. Yeah, I have to completely update myself. It is like that, more than the developers which I was, but I was not always a trainer. Okay, so this is like me. And I have, so let us go a bit down in my profile. So see, I teach both freshers and experienced candidate web development, and provide career guidance. So I right now I am a trainer. I have my own batches also. I am doing YouTube also, content creator, and I am a corporate batch also. So corporate batches means I take batches for big companies, small companies, and all those things. Teaching freshers, because freshers don't know anything. So teaching freshers like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, JS, Angular, all the things which are right now required. So I know what is required in the industry, and I mean from the industry. So it is like that. So I am means this founder and a trainer for the past is around 9 months, from September 2021, and I'm located at my hometown in Bhopal. Before that, I have worked with almost every big company on the planet, and last job was an associate architect in a product-based company in Bangalore, InnoMinds. So before that, and I recently moved back to my hometown. Before that, I was always in the metros and Bangalore, Mumbai, Pune, all those places. IBM, I have worked. I have worked in a very big bank. Like those people don't know, US is a capitalist country. Everybody says, but US is run by something known as investment bank. So I have worked in one of the big investment bank, known as JP Morgan. A lot of you who are not from IT or not from don't know about this bank, like JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley. They're like big bank, and all of these things I was working as a developer here. So started with government company like CDAC and all. So that is about me. So I have been in the industry for a long time, and so I know what is required in the industry. So if someone is like that, some training institute is there, and they will tell you, okay, PHP is required. Okay, this your Python is required. No, it is not required. PHP, Python are all outdated things. Okay, so they are not required. So what is required? I know what is required. What is required to give you those 10 lakh package jobs? I know that thing. Okay, so those things is what I'm going to discuss right now. Okay, and another thing is that we are a fully registered company, like TWD fully registered company. So you'll get a proper certificate from us with our GST numbers and all, and it is very valuable. It is very valuable for a lot of reasons. Not only that, we are a good company. People knows me, knows us all. The main thing is that people know me well. People know me very well, because if you go here in my LinkedIn profile, see, there is something like this connection is there. If some of you know LinkedIn is it is not like Facebook and all. It is a professional network. Nowadays your resume is your LinkedIn profile, not your like your resume or something. It's your LinkedIn profile and your GitHub profile, in which you do all the projects. So GitHub is something in which you do all the projects. If you're new in IT, don't worry about the GitHub, but LinkedIn is a professional profile which is required. Okay, and this is my connection number, which is like 21,205. And those who don't know, LinkedIn has a cap on 30,000 connections. See, I'm on the top high level. I have created it with a lot of effort. Okay, it took me more than 3-4 years to reach this place. 21,000. And trust me, I don't have like any other connection. LinkedIn, you cannot have like this. Twitter nowadays, a lot of things are going on. Like Twitter have a lot of fake connection and all. No, those things cannot happen in LinkedIn. All of them are genuine connections. So I have a lot of students in my connections. I have the thing is that I have a lot of people from the different means HRs are there, CEOs are there. I'm in connection with a lot of CEOs. See, when I left my career, it was at the top of my career. I still had those letters from Googles and all, not for job, but for interviews for Googles and Ubers and all those letters I have. But I wanted to start my company. That's why I came here. I wanted to help people to become web app developers, because I see that all this institute in small cities, big cities, they don't know what to teach, there. They will tell you that Python is required and this is required, blah, this is required, and trust you like anything like a bomb. A check means take anything for like bomb, but they don't know what is required. So what is required right now in the industry? Okay, so industry, what is required is this. First thing is that web development is required. Okay, it is not like anything. Everything has moved to the web now. Everything is moved to the web. So this LinkedIn thing which I'm seeing, it is also a web. It is also it is not a website. It's a complete web app. It's a complicated web app. That's why LinkedIn, Facebook, Amazon, they give the highest package in the world. Why they give the highest package? Why Amazon give the highest package? Because it's just a website. Why it gives 1 crore salary? Why? Why Google give 1 crore salary? Google, why Uber is just app, web app and all. Google is just mainly you go and Google do it, and they give like, oh, their starting salary is 1 crore. Why their starting salary is 1 crore? For this reason, these are not a normal website. This is not a normal website. It's a complicated web app, very complicated web app, but not that much complicated also. I used to create this for a living when I was working in one job. So I have created a lot of web apps like this. These are known as web apps, because why? It has got a login, it has got everything. It has got the data is coming from the backend. Okay, data is coming from the backend. Okay, so that is there. And the other thing is that how this is created, how this all these things are created and all. Let us understand that what is the technology behind that. For that, the people are paying so much, and all the jobs, all the development job have moved toward this only, web app development. I'm not talking about website development, I'm talking about web app development. What is web app development? Let us look into this. So I've written web development, but it is broadly classified as means web app also. So web development is basically, it is divided into like this, HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Okay, HTML, CSS and JavaScript, through which all these websites or web apps they are made. So what is this HTML and CSS? HTML is, we are going to see what is HTML, what is CSS, what is JavaScript. HTML is used to create the structure of the website, and CSS is used to give the styling. Okay, but your websites, the small websites, are nowadays not even made with HTML and CSS. It is not there. Like any of you have not heard the term known as WordPress. So all the small websites, like very small websites, are made in WordPress. Yeah, WordPress also have a lot of opportunities, and WordPress is way too much easy. It's like a drag and drop you have to do, and that's the problem with WordPress. WordPress is not coding. WordPress is not coding. A digital marketer. I was talking to. I take some help from some. I'm taking some help from some digital marketing agents, and their digital marketing agency can also create a WordPress website. They told me, okay, sir, we can create a WordPress website, but it will take some time. Okay, we can create a WordPress website. They can also create a WordPress website. They're not technical. They're zero technical. Okay, they only know how to use this thing, some plugins and all those things. Those things they know. Okay, so those are small websites, like maybe your kirana shop website, those websites, or a small static website. They're known as static website. Just a pamphlet website also. They're known as pamphlet website also. They are made with WordPress. Very small HTML CSS is required. Sometimes no HTML CSS is required. You just buy a template, buy or take a free template, and then put it, and the website will be done. You can get hundreds of videos on the YouTube, not on our channel, but on any other channel. You get those videos and you can do it, and then you can see think that, okay, it is so easy, and the next day I will start making a lot of money as a freelancer or as a job. But let me shatter that dream. You cannot make a lot of money with WordPress. Why you cannot make a lot of money with WordPress? First thing, because of our neighbors. They are not our enemy. I am not telling they are our enemy. Because of our neighbors. Neighbors what? Because of our neighbors, not your neighbor. Because of our neighbors uh, who stays in Pakistan and Bangladesh. See, WordPress is like so easy, so easy. There are some freelancing platforms are there, which is known as Fiverr.com and all. Okay, so in that, what happens? People do anything for $5. You think, oh, $5. $5 is not that much. $5 is very less, and that is a top freelancing platform. And what happened? This WordPress is there for a long time, and the people from our neighborhood countries, they are like, they're doing this for a long time. Like WordPress was there for the past 10 years, so there it's very difficult to get in Fiverr.com and all those things. And WordPress websites can be made at very low cost. But then you'll say that, okay, I don't want to do freelancing. I will do some job in WordPress. Okay, you do some job in WordPress. There are a lot of companies in the north, anywhere, everywhere. There are a lot of companies there. So what you will get? You'll get a job. Definitely, you'll get a job. Why don't you will get a job if you have WordPress? And you have to learn a bit of HTML and CSS also. Don't even think about JavaScript. WordPress, HTML, CSS, I learn, and then what will happen? You'll get a job. But I have a lot of people who are WordPress developers who come to me after 5 years, and they say, sir, our salary is not increasing more than 35,000. Yeah, 35,000 is the exact term. It is not, I'm not faking it. 35,000 is the exact term. Their salary doesn't increase more than 35,000. Okay, because because these websites are made in 5,000 rupees. 5,000, at most 5,000 rupees they are made. So these agencies also cannot give them more than that. It's not their thing. So this website doesn't require your brain. When some work is there which doesn't require your brain, which doesn't require your skills, it will not be paid. So why not to go here, learn this JavaScript, and with this JavaScript learn React.js. I'm not telling you to learn everything like Python, PHP, and all those things. No, go to this JavaScript and React. Learn this JavaScript and React. Only JavaScript and React. They are programming language. And the thing is that with the help of JavaScript and React, you can make something known as a web app. You can make a LinkedIn. I have some clones on my website. So you can make a LinkedIn clone. You can make a Facebook clone. You can make something, and everything is a web apps. And the thing, it opens a lot of doors of opportunity for you, because all the websites, all the startups, first thing which they require is a web app. And in your okay. Good. Oh, I have a very great person, Pranjal, coming. Okay. That's good. That's good, Pranjal. Okay, that's good. Yeah. So Pranjal will get. Okay, so but the Pranjal, you're right. But I also have people in WordPress. But yeah, that's good. That's good, Pranjal. Okay, so let's get back to that. So see, most of the startups they worked in React.js. So even if you have even if you're a small company, you want to create something like a Practo app or something you want to create. So I'm also creating one app for a company. I have actually created one app for a company. I have a small service company also, so I've created that, and they are working on React. So React, you just have this React.js on your resume. it is for sure that you'll get a job. Okay, I am not getting people in React.js. If you know React.js, if you know anyone, you can tell me. Even Pranjal, I asked Pranjal for a React.js developer sometime. Pranjal is given a LinkedIn comment that WordPress have a lot of I asked him for a developer of React.js some time back, and he told me that he doesn't have React.js developer. And I was going to pay them very well, because I have so much React.js work myself, and people are constantly pinging me that they want React.js developer. Because what happens with React.js developers, like all this, like even suppose a person is there who want to start a startup, and nowadays in India a lot of people want to start a startup. If they want to start a startup, what happens, they will create it, the front end they will create it in React or Angular, and they have to a backend in that. The backend, most probably, in the most cases, the backend are created in something like Node.js. Most of the startups work in Node.js only in the backend, because Node.js is completely based on JavaScript. But I am telling you, don't go to Node.js, because someone was asking, sir, should I learn the Node.js and all, be a full stack developer? You can be a full stack developer. First learn only, master only these four things: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React.js. First master these things, then get a job, get a freelancing. A lot of freelancing opportunities are also there in React.js. And React.js, you don't have to go to Fiverr.com and all those places. Okay, just go to some. Okay, so that we'll talk later on. Okay, that we'll talk later on, and that is like this is where the three secrets are. Okay. So this is where the three secrets are, and those three secrets are means how to get a job. So you now know what you have to learn. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React.js is something which you have to learn. Okay, so now how to learn. So a lot of you are from non-IT background. So how to do that? Okay, so here the 3 6 which I would also told in my ad, that I will tell the 3 6, and after this 3 6 you'll get the your attendance also, and we'll start with HTML also. And as HTML, I'm going to teach everything in HTML. Okay, so 3 secrets are there. First thing is that nowadays you want to get a job, do freelancing, anything, you need something known as a networking. So what is networking? Networking means you need to be active on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. See, I didn't got like this 24,000 22,000 connection like that. I have worked a lot on that. I have produced quality content so, throughout like the past 4 years. If you go to my LinkedIn, means I right now we daily do a lot of streaming. Even this streaming is going to LinkedIn. But beside that, I have produced a lot of quality content in the past 4 years. My YouTube, my YouTube has got more than 600 YouTube videos, and top quality videos are there. Right now we have taken a different path. Right now every month we are doing the certification courses, and people are liking it. People want to get the certifications, people want to get the job, and I'm very happy to tell that a lot of people have got job from my YouTube channel also. We have paid courses also, and soon we are going to tell more about it. Means we are releasing a big paid course soon. And right now also our paid batches are going on. But the main thing is that we teach everything on YouTube also. Only the hand holding is a bit less. The mentorship is a bit more in our paid courses, and that hand holding, that mentorship thing is a bit less, because I have limited time. I cannot clone myself. We all have limited time. I have other teachers also, but they also have limited times. Okay, so that is there. So because of that is there. So first thing is that you have to do a lot of networking on LinkedIn. How to do? LinkedIn give you to add 50 people every week. So add those 50 people, update your LinkedIn profile to be nice, and add people in a locality. If you want an IT job, add people in a locality. And what else to do in LinkedIn? So in LinkedIn, okay, if I go to this notification, someone might have done something. Okay, because all of my students, what they do, they create some project and they generally tag me. Okay, if they are from, even they are from my students or person, because I tell all the people to do that. One sec. Okay, someone have not tagged in a long time. Okay, let's see, like this. One of my students, Ankit Chaitri, he have created this project, and he have shown it like this. Okay, maybe I will pass this thing. So you have to do only also like this. So it is like that. You have to learn the thing, create some good projects, and post them on LinkedIn with like this in a video format. This is how it works. Okay, and when you do this, I will write. Okay, I will write like great work at Ankit. Great work at Ankit. Okay, so I have tagged him, I have tagged him. So when I tagged him, what happened? It reached to my 21,000 connections. 21,000 connection it reached to me, and my 21,000 connections. Trust me, it has got all the HRs, all the top CEOs of companies. All those things I have got. All those things I have got. Okay, so they will see that okay, this Ankil Chaitri is really he actually is doing a lot of projects. He's doing projects. But it means he know React.js and all. So they will directly contact me. Most of my students gets job directly only. I don't want to help them. I don't have to help them. Okay, I don't have to help them. Okay, so and one more thing. Okay, the problem with that, Vivek Sharma ji, there is a bit problem in the what I'm telling. The problem is that you will not get a job in Hindi. So in this field actually, so maybe in WordPress and all I will get. I was actually talking to someone from Indore, and those who don't know, Indore just come in the middle of MP. Like Hindi is the main thing, and I get to talk with a lot of CEOs, and they were talking to me, and he was talking to me. I told that okay, my student knows this and this, all these things. He told that, okay, that all are okay, but they should be good in English, or else there is no job. Even in my company there is no job. So I don't want, see, our main motto is to give you a job. We have English classes also on our YouTube channel. If you go through our English channel, if you go through our channel, we have English classes also, so that is there. So our main motto is to get you a job. If you don't get a job, what is the benefit of me leaving my job? There is no benefit of me leaving my job. Okay, so if there is no benefit, then what? So you have to improve your English in what way? Because it is not like that all the clients are from the US only. See, my very good friend means he's my very good friend who came, what is his name? Okay, so the thing is that yeah, Pranjal, he gets a lot of American clients, European clients, and all. So he's a very big freelancer. Okay, so my friend Pranjal, and the thing is that he gets all this client because his English is top notch. His English is top notch. He gets all this client. He's a very big freelancer. He has his own company in Indore only. Okay, so he's his own company in Indore. My friend Pranjal. So he get it because he knows English. And even if you say, okay, I will sit behind the desk and I will code, there will be some calls will be going on between you and the client and also then what you will talk. You have to improve your English. In India there is no other solution is there. India, because English is the world language. The problem is that with that. Okay, so you have to learn English, and we have a lot of English thing also, because we know that that is the problem with a lot of people. So we have a special English teacher also who takes 5 days long and a long English channel. Okay, so that is there. Long, we have 5 days long courses on a channel a lot, which is generally from Monday to Friday we have. Anytime we can have. Sometimes we have 3 p.m, sometimes we have 8:30, but we have those things. Okay, so that is there. So the next thing, I'm not completed it here and yet here, and after this only we're going to, then you have to be there on Twitter also. Twitter also you have to be there. But I'm not active, very much active on Twitter, because Twitter is mainly used in the US and all, and India also. In India only there are so many jobs that you don't have to be that much available on Twitter and all. Okay, Instagram is something which you should be there. I'm also there on Instagram, but Instagram don't go to some reels and some things of some actresses and all. There are a lot of developers are there in Instagram to follow them. They are like very big on Instagram. And like I know a lot of people, the freelancers, business owners, they are grown because of Instagram. Okay, and these Facebook groups, I was talking about this earlier also. There are Facebook groups of like HTML, say not HTML, like projects like React.js Facebook group. Okay, I always say about this. Okay, I don't want to go to Facebook. I don't believe in Facebook. That means it will show something else and all. Okay, so Facebook group, you can find it out like React.js and any all those Facebook groups. Okay, so that thing is okay, but the main thing is like you need to take some daily actions. Okay, this is all networking. Okay, but what you will show on networking? I was showing the post of Ankit Chaitri. He created some project, then only he had shown it. So if you don't create a project, how you will show it? So how do you create a project and all? You have to do some daily actions. You have to code 2 hour daily. No other solution is that you have to code 2 hour daily. Learn, create some project, showcase on LinkedIn. Learn, create some project, showcase on repeat. You have to repeat this thing and repeat this thing. and repeat this thing. How you have to repeat this thing? You have to repeat this thing through some challenges. If you are really that much motivated, you really want this job badly, this thing is, you have to do something like 100 days of code challenge. Okay, 100 days of code challenge you have to do. So 100 days of code challenge is what? So this is a coding challenge. You go to the internet and find it out. 100 days of code. This is a very complicated challenge. This is a very tough challenge, also considered as the toughest challenge on the planet, because it is like code minimum an hour every day for the next 100 days. Tweet your progress every day with the hashtag this 100 days of code. And the thing is that every day 100 days, okay, it is easy. Every day 100 days, it is, you might see that okay, 100 days is easy, everybody can do it. But there are very less people in the world who have done this thing. Okay, because coding 100-day continuous is very tough thing, and that also coding something good. Even if you're a very good coder, it is not possible. Very good coder also take breaks and all. And if you're just starting also, in India you have a lot of distractions, so how you code for 100 days? So India, it is very difficult. In Europe and all, they live a lot alone. This is easy, but this is not that much easy in India. So people who complete it, it is not like you can fake it. You have to code daily 100 days, and when you code 100 days daily, they will check it after that. Okay, you have coded 100 days daily, and hash and give it in this hashtag. When you do that thing, okay, they literally, you are taking your interview will be taken from some of the top websites on the world. Okay, because I have completed this, so I know this thing. Okay, 100 days of code, and you can see this thing, 100 days of code challenge. And trust me, if you do this 100 days of code challenge, there is no one in the world who cannot. It is not possible that you will not get a job. It is literally impossible that you will not get a job. So if you code daily and post it there in the 100 days of code challenge, it is for sure that you will get a job, because you have done something. 100 days is like, they say that in 21 days you form a habit. So in 100 days, what you can form, Okay, so that is there. So that is there, and we'll get started now. And now I'll do this and copy, and I'll send the first attendance sheet, and then we'll do. So mark your, so we'll start now. Mark your attendance here. So mark your attendance here. So anyways, you can take it. Okay, so that is done, and please mark your first attendance. This is the first attendance only. Okay, this is the first attendance. Second one will be taken later. Second one will be taken later. So you have to fill both the attendance form. Please fill it. And if you, as I've told, if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, please tell that you don't have a LinkedIn profile. But those people who provide their LinkedIn profile, I will tag them back if they get the certificate. So that will benefit them. Just like that benefited Ankit when I tagged him back. So we'll send a big post on Monday. Those people who get the certificate. So please try to have your LinkedIn profile and then fill this form and all. So now it's time to actually start with learning. Okay, I have not created any folder today. Oh, I forgot to create a folder. So let me create a folder. Web Dev Workshop. So what is today's date? Today's date is 18th June. Workshop. Okay, so I have this this folder. This folder is there, and inside this we're going to do everything. And first we're going to learn with HTML. As I told, I'm going to teach HTML, and it will take me 1 hour to teach HTML. And HTML, I will teach complete HTML. It doesn't take more than 1 hour to teach HTML, and it should not take you more than maybe 4-5 days to learn HTML. Don't spend more than that. I know people who are just starting with this, they spend like six months in HTML, because I have been through, means I have given a lot of one-to-one initially and talked with a lot of people. I have a lot of WhatsApp groups, like more than 32 WhatsApp group. I have a lot of connections, and also people ask me that okay, they are learning HTML for six months. No, you have to complete HTML in 5 days, not more than that. Not more than that. Okay, that is there. So let's get started. And first thing is HTML. So even if you're HTML starting, you have to download something which is known as VS Code. You have to download something VS Code. That is good. You're done. And you all will get the certificate by tomorrow, not today, by tomorrow you'll get. Sunday you'll get, because it takes, because a lot of people fill this thing, and it takes a lot, okay, to create the certificate. We don't have some automation project process. Okay, so first thing is that you have to download this thing which is known as VS Code. Okay, so VS Code is what? VS Code is a very lightweight code editor through which we generally code nowadays. Nowadays, those days were gone when people used to code in Notepad and Notepad plus plus. Okay, so you have to code in this. This is a very lightweight code editor. One of my students have a 4 GB RAM, i5 fourth generation, i5 fourth generation. And on his system also this run, although it lags a bit, but it runs completely fine. Okay, so this is there. And so you have to download it. Right now I have a Mac, I have a Windows also. We'll soon start with Windows also. So you have to download it. And one more thing, actually those who don't know how to do the setup and all, I recently purchased a Windows laptop also, and soon I'll be moving to Windows, because most of you are working on Windows. I know that thing. And other thing is that I feel Windows is bit faster than this Mac and all. Mac is nowadays, it's not like you have to have a very high end Mac to be powerful. So Windows is more than enough. Even I am shifting to Windows soon. So I have a video also on my channel. Those who want how to do this Windows setup, even how to do this Visual Studio Code setup, that is it. And there is something else is also there, how to do the GitHub setup. That is also explained there, because every time, the first time it is a bit different, and GitHub is also something which you should have. Okay, and what is that? Maybe I'll tell later on. Means where you store all of your project. Nowadays, if you go to this anybody's GitHub, and the more projects they have, like the better it is. Like GitHub, if you go github.com. Oh, someone is asking me on Twitch. Okay, Twitch. One sec. Okay. Mawsam, can you give that our YouTube channel link? Okay, let me give only. Okay, so because it will not go then. One sec. Someone from some other platform is asking my thing, and it will be very okay. So this is there. This is the YouTube channel. Okay, please do subscribe, and please do like and subscribe if you're not done yet. So what is this GitHub and all these things? So GitHub is like the biggest platform in it's also free. Okay, and one good thing, one great thing is that earlier people used to think Microsoft is very bad and it is all closed source and all. See, two of the greatest products right now are from Microsoft. One is this Visual Studio Code. It is totally free thing from Microsoft. Microsoft has a lot of paid products also. The Windows is actually a paid product, which most of us pirated, but nowadays Windows comes with laptops, so nobody pirate it. Earlier in our days, people used to pirate it a lot. Okay, so that is there. And see, Visual Studio Code is such an awesome thing, totally free to use, not open source, totally free to use. And this is created by Microsoft. GitHub is totally free to use. It was actually a different company, but Microsoft purchased it. It's a Microsoft project, and it is not like freely. They are allowing us to host all of our projects. So if I see my profile, this is my profile, and something is also said that the more greens you have, the more you code. Okay, so that is like that. Okay, what is this? Yellow. Okay, so that is okay. So that is the repositories. So this is the more repository you have. See, I am a lot of repository. Okay, so I'm doing it for a long time. So it is your resume also. See how you're going to tell someone that what projects you have worked. LinkedIn along with your GitHub is your resume. So all the projects, small project, big project, whatever you do, you put it in your GitHub. It is like a public profile. Anybody can come here. Even you can come here, and you can come and see my projects. All of my projects you can see. Okay, you can come and see all of my projects. All of my projects are here, and like this it is there. So you have to download this thing, this Visual Studio Code. It's a code editor, and when you download it, it will open. Where is my Visual Studio Code? It will open something like this. Okay, Visual Studio, it will open something like this, and it's where developers code. Okay, and there are some other lightweight code editor also, but please do that. So someone will tell that Atom and Sublime is there. I also have Sublime, but I don't use it that much. Okay, so this is the best. There are some reasons for it, because it has got some thing known as extensions. We will come to that soon. Okay, so this is like I have done both of them side by side. But now I have to start with HTML. But how do I start with HTML? So I have created a folder for that reason only. So I've created this folder earlier, and then I will create a new folder, and I will write a HTML basics. HTML basics. I will write. Name I'll do. Okay. So HTML basics. So what I will do here, HTML basics. So this both of these things are open. I'll click on it and I'll drag it here. Drag it. How drag it here? So I have put my finger over the HTML basics and then taking it and leaving it, taking it and leaving it, and then this HTML basics will be shown like this. HTML basics is there. It has come here. Okay, so don't worry, it has come here. So now what I have to do? HTML basics. You have to start with your index.html. So you have to write a file here. So what is this index.html? So index.html, like .html. What is .html? .html, every programming language or everything on the computer have an ending. So if you see a JPG image, it has got JPG ending, or doc, .doc, .xls, all those things are there. And HTML has got the programming languages are like, they have also that these endings are there. Okay, so .html, .javascript, .css, and all those things are there. HTML is HTML file. Index is something which the first file is generally created index. So whenever you go to some site like this, and this is a index actually. Index, you don't have to write index here, but if you go somewhere else, this is something like routing or something is there, which is a complicated topic. If I do this FAQ, see this something else is coming here. So this is like the structure and all. So that is there. So index.html I have written. Okay, now I will also close this thing. Yeah. Okay. Now what I will write here, I have to write the basic HTML code. Okay, basic HTML skeleton. First, I want to write the basic HTML skeleton. So how do I write the basic HTML skeleton? And this is one of the reason I am using this VS Code. So I'll do this not have done. I can see this. I'll repeat. You can go back and see this again. I've given this not, and then I will press the tab. Press the tab again, and let me do it. Not, press the tab, not, and press the tab, and I will get this index.html back. Okay, so index.html will get this structure. I'll get this structure. So here, come and write HTML basics. I'll write. Okay, HTML basics. I'll write. And what is this? This title, you'll soon see this. This title will come here. But let us go through this completely. The skeleton of the HTML is very important to go. So first thing, it is telling it as the doc type HTML is there. Okay, HTML is not exactly a programming language, but it's a templating language and it's very easy. So those who are from non-IT background also, they find HTML and CSS very easy. The moment JavaScript comes, they find it's a bit difficult. But don't worry, we have a lot of videos and all the things are there, and we are here to guide you on JavaScript also. So this doc type is written here. So what is this doc type? Not doc type, and this is there. The first thing is this doc type HTML. Doc type HTML means this is HTML version 5. So HTML is governed by a committee known as W3C committee, and they tell that okay, so HTML versions. So version 5 was released in 2015. Before that, version 4 was there, and HTML is there from 1993. Okay. So that's it. After that, I have this HTML starting, and this thing I have HTML starting and ending is there. Okay, so this is known as tag. Most of the HTML tags have a starting and the ending like this, starting and the ending like this. Language English, it is English, and then it has got two parts. One is the head part and the body part. Head part is mainly concentrated with this something. This is coming, and one meta tag is there, which I will tell. And the body tag is the main thing. All the main code will come from the body. All the main code will come from the body. Okay, so it is like that. So this is like HTML basics is there. And now, what is this meta tag? Okay, I was telling what is this meta tag. Meta tag is like this weird kind of thing. Half of the things also I also don't know. Meta tag is something which is required by the HTML and all to do certain things, and not by the HTML, required by the browser actually. So some of the things which is required by the browsers, one of the common thing which the meta tag used to do was the keyword. So in meta tag, we used to put a keyword and all, and right now also it is used by digital marketers a lot. This meta tag is not used by the developers, but the digital marketers a lot. Why the meta tag is used by them? See how the internet works. Internet nowadays doesn't work like this. Internet is so huge that even Google doesn't know how huge internet is. Okay, so nobody knows how huge internet is, but Google governs the internet. How Google governs the internet? Even a site is very much popular, you're going to go there and search in Google, and then you're going to go there. So suppose if a very small site is there, like they're just a very small site, maybe they're selling some cricketing goods. So I saw some ad in that Dhoni was telling someone that, okay, you have a very small shop. GoDaddy ad was there. GoDaddy, okay, GoDaddy is a provider in which you host your site. I cannot just, like, right now what we're going to create. We are going to create here only. But if you want to host it, you have to go to some service provider like GoDaddy and all those things. So Dhoni's ad was that, like some cricketing good lady was there, cricketing shop, and he goes to her and tells her that, okay, you are about the cricketing good. How would people know about you? And all. You have to have a website, but having a website is not enough. Having a website and having some SEO attached to it. SEO is known as search engine optimization. Again, a digital marketing term and all. I don't know more about it. Previous time, someone was just pinging me like, tell more about it. How do I know? As I told, I also hired a digital marketing team. I don't know that much digital marketing. No, know the things, know the terms. I know the terms. SEO and all is there. SEO is there. Search engine optimization. In which what happens? There's we put a lot of keywords here, like that. Baroda cricketing good example we'll take. So she sells Baroda cricketing good. So keywords she will put in the website. In the meta tag, you have to put the keyword cricket bat Baroda, cricket ball Baroda, best place to buy cricket bat Baroda, put comma. So all these things she will put, means her marketing team will put, and whatever is there she might also put. And now what happens is keywords are there in the website in the meta tag. Now Google, how Google works, Google have some this automated bots. They're known as Google bots. They scan the whole of the internet a lot of times. So when they scan the whole of the internet at least 2-3 times a day, they will find this new website which have this meta tags like Baroda thing. So it will tag it like this. Okay, this website is for Baroda cricketing bat and all those things. Okay, so now someone is going on Google and searching Baroda cricketing bat, they will hit this website. This is how Google works. And this is how, like, the digital marketers make some website very hit. Okay, so that is how it is work. So that's the reason meta tag is very important to the marketer, and I'm not a marketer, I'm a developer, so meta tag is not very important to me. Okay, so but for digital marketers and all. Okay, and so this title I have given, and so we'll concentrate on this title, and the body will concentrate. And now we'll see 2 tags now soon. Like we're going to have HTML is all about learning about different tags to create the skeleton of the website. The style and all are given by CSS. Okay, so I'll write HTML crash course. I'll write HTML crash course like this, and then I will write a P, and P is the paragraph tag. I'll go and maybe I'll copy this thing and I'll put it here and save it. But now where to see this thing? I put this thing and all, where to see it? So let me go back, open it, and if I double click it, it will open it in VS Code. I don't it will open it in Safari. By default in my Mac, the default browser is Safari. And if I right click and open with it, any browser which I have, so I can open it with Google Chrome. Okay, I will open it with Google Chrome, and this VS Code. Okay, so this is how everything is coming here. So what is coming here? First thing is HTML basics. See, it is coming here. HTML crash course, which is a H1. This is like a big tag. It is coming here, and then paragraph is like a paragraph. P means paragraph. H1 means the heading one. So this is coming here. Paragraph is coming. This is how it is working. So, but we are not going to work like this. There is a problem with this thing. Okay, so suppose I add another paragraph tag, and again I'm not going to get some data from Visual Studio Code. In fact, I will close it. Okay, so where to get a data, some dummy data. So there is something known as lorem ipsum. So lorem ipsum, I'll do lorem and then press the tab, and it will complete my text. So what is this lorem ipsum? Lorem ipsum is lot like, it seems like some rubbish text, but it's a very popular rubbish text. Okay, so if you go here in Google and you search again lorem ipsum, you'll see something like this. Okay, something like this, and Lorem ipsum is actually 200 years old. When printing press was just invented, lorem ipsum was used to have this to see the first print is coming out right or not. So have some dummy text. So every time we cannot have something. So nowadays that thing has been taken to the website development, means website it has been taken, so that every time I don't have to find some text or something, I can use this dummy text, lorem text. And very important, the thing is that we have some lorem ipsum generators also, but we don't need them. Okay, so lorem ipsum generator like this, if I go here and I will click and get the lorem ipsum text, but VS Code comes inbuilt. So like this 5 paragraph I'll write, it will generate. Okay, and it will give me a lot of ads also, which I don't want. Okay, so that is there. So lorem ipsum, VS Code comes inbuilt with lorem ipsum. You just have to write LOREM, press the tab, and it will complete it. Now I'll save it. Now I've saved it. Okay, I've saved it, but it is not reflecting here. It is not reflecting here. Why it is not reflecting here? Because I have to refresh it. Then it will reflect it here. Then only it will reflect. Okay, but I should not, means I should not go every time and I should refresh it. Okay, I have to go every time and I have to refresh it if I do some change. That is not a good user, not a good developer experience. Nowadays no developer like to do like that. Okay, so if you are coming from a Java background, you have to do like that, but in web development nobody likes that. So there is something known as a live server. So this live server is there. Live service, yeah. Thank you all. So please don't tell, because we have marked that attendance, and there will be second attendance also towards the end. Okay, so that is there. So what is this live server? Okay, what is this live server? So live server is a thing which you go and install it, and what's the magic of it, we'll see. So if I have installed it, so I'm not getting it. So live server, what you have to do, this extension is there. So in VS Code, it's like this small programs are there which open source developer create, and they're free to use, and you can install it in VS Code to add to its functionality. And live server is one of them. So you come here and you search for live, and the first one will be from this guy whose name is Ritvik Day. You have to do it, and you have to enable it or install it, something like this, and it will be installed in your VS Code. Then I'll go here and I'll right click and open with live server. Either I'll do this, or this go live button is there, I'll do this. So if I do this go live, okay, it will open in my Safari, which I don't want. So I'll just copy it and I will put it here. So it is like a local server kind of thing is made. So what is the seed is also telling me that server is started at port this thing. I'll close it. But what is the benefit of it? Suppose I delete this thing, this paragraph, I'll delete. I'll save it. See, automatically my mouse was at the right hand side. It automatically refreshed it and it is gone. So the moment I save something, it is automatically refreshed. But if I go here, it is still there. I have to refresh it manually, then only it will go. So every time I do some changes, if I open it through like this, I will do the changes every time. I don't want to do that thing, so I will delete it. I will close it, and we'll work on here only in the live server. So that every one of our live changes are been done. Okay, so that is there. Now what we are going to do, we are going to learn about different tags. HTML is all about different tags, and I'm going to teach all the tags. Please don't go beyond it. If you have a lot of time, which you should have, like you're going to code daily 2 hours, then you have to learn CSS, then you have to do CSS. Spend a lot of time in CSS. CSS requires a lot of practice. Okay, then CSS, then learn JavaScript. Okay, HTML cannot lead your job. Okay, so that is there. So we are going to learn about different tags. So these are known as tags, which is most of the tags are starting and ending also. So the first thing which we are going to learn is the heading tag, which you have already seen. This h1 is there, and similar to h1 we have h2, h3, h4, h5, and h6. HTML crash course. Okay, h1 to h6 are there. Okay, and all of them are of different sizes. Okay, someone is like this, like big. Then after that, they are of different sizes: h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, and h6. All of them are of different sizes, and they are used for heading, subheading, below that heading. So you have seen this in almost every site. So but nobody uses h5 and h6. h4 till h4 is okay. So there are different sizes, h1 to h6. Okay, that is there. And next thing is there. So this is heading tag. Okay, and next thing is paragraph tag, which you've already seen. and let me have another paragraph below it, and which is like I'll write a lorem here and save it, so it will be shown like this. Okay, and one more thing before moving forward I want to tell. So there is something known as commenting in every programming language. So commenting are used so that when you see your code after 6 months, you should know what shit this code will do, or if someone else has also see, it will know. And some companies it is very important to comment. So I'll write a heading tag, and I will select everything, and then comment and backslash is there, and then I'll write paragraph tag is like this, and then this, save it. What happened? Okay, it was closed. Okay, I will save it. I've saved it. So it is not been shown here. It is not been shown. Even if I refresh, it is not been shown because it is for developer only. So the developer, and for right now it is for you, because I'm going to give this file, and you can see, okay, this is a heading tag, this is paragraph tag, and all these things. Okay, so another thing is that heading tags, paragraph tag, and most of the other tags are block level element. Why they're block level element? See, there was a lot of space after this HTML crash course. There was a lot of space after this. It could have this thing. A lot of things could have fitted in one line, but they are taken their own line because they are block level element. They are block level element. Okay, then this paragraph tag is there. This paragraph tag is like it is also a block level element, because after this lorem ipsum could have started, but it's starting in its own line. So these are all block level element. There are some other tags which are like inline tags. Okay, so inline elements, and that we are going to see also. So if I come here, and the next tag which you are going to see is but most of the tags are block level element. Okay, link tag I'll do. There it is also known as anchor tag, link tag and anchor tag, and all of you have seen this link tag. It is not possible that you have not seen the link tag. So href I'll do, and like twd block I'll do, and here I have to give some path here. Okay, so I'll go here and do here, and twd tag dot I've given my blogging site, and then I will save it. So it has got this attribute also. So twd blog is coming here, and it will if you are doing it for the first time, it will show it in blue color, and if you have visited it, it will show it in a purple color. And this almost everyone must have seen this thing. Okay, this thing everyone must have seen. Okay, so when I click on it, this will go to this set. And see, one more thing, when I'm taking my mouse over it, it is changing to a hand. Means it's a clickable thing. So it will open my website, it will open my blogging website, and all of these things, it will open my blogging website. Okay, so that is like this. But one thing is there, this is not a very good user experience, because it is opening in the same link. It is opening in the same link. So if I create this website, and if I host it on GoDaddy or some other place, I am getting away from this website. If you go to any website, you'll see that in all the big web app or website, because if I open some link from my LinkedIn also, it will open in a different tab. So all this will open in a different. Nowadays everything is a web app, and nobody wants you to go away from their web app, because they make money in that way if you stay in that website or a web app. Okay, so that is like that. So if I click it and it is opening here, it's not a good thing. So there is another programmatically we can do something like that. It will open in a new tab. So how we'll do? So again I'll do, and this time ref maybe I will take, okay, let me take my GitHub profile only. GitHub, like this I'll do, and I'll do, and here I'll come, and there is some property known as target equal to blank. Target equal to blank is there, some property. I'll save it. So see, target equal to blank is to open it in a new tab. Now I will click on it, and it will open in a new tab. It is opening in the same tab, but because this target equal to underscore blank is there, it is opening in a new tab. It is opening in a new tab because of that target equal to underscore blank is there. So that is there. And one more thing to notice there is that link tags are also inline element. See, there are two link tags are coming one after the another. H1 tags, this was not coming one after the another. Paragraph was not coming one after the another. Link tag is coming one after the another. So it is like that. Okay, so that is there. These are link tags. So the next tag which we are going to learn is the list tag. Okay, the list tag we are going to learn. So let me come here and do a list tag this, and here I'll have a ul, and then I'll have a align, and I'll have a item 1, 2, 3, 4, item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ul, and then I'll have a ul also. UL means unordered list. UL means unordered list, and OL means ordered list. Both of them have something known as list item. LI means list item. I'll save it and see. It will come like this. So what is this UL unordered list? Unordered list have this dot like this. It is having this thing dot list, and ordered list have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so both of them can be used separately. I'm just giving a same example. So if I have one thing more here, like 6, see what will happen. One more item is added here, but here one more dot will be added. So this is like this, the list item. So the next thing which we are going to learn is a table tag. So till now all the tags are very easy, and I will tell mug it up. Okay, so mug it up, it is very easy. I generally don't tell to mug up, but this is so easy that you should mug it up. You should learn it. It should be on your backward parent. But the next tag which I'm going to tell, please don't mug it up, because it is first, it is not used that much, and the second thing is that you can get it structure and all from the internet. There is very good site known as W3C School. So table tag, because it is got a lot of things, and you don't use it that much that you have to mug it up. Although I know it because I'm doing this for a long time. So here I'll come and do a table. Here table I'll do, and inside this table, so table tag, as the name says, table tag is a table. We're going to create table with this. So I've done a table. Then I will have a t head. I will add t head, and t head is there. T head, it has a two part, t head and t body. T head and t body it has got. And then in this t head I will have a table row. Table row I'll have, in this table row I'll have a th table header. Table header name, and this is age and email. Inside this table body. Okay, so I'll save it. See what will have come in the table header. A bold kind of thing is coming. It is a table head. Okay, so inside this table body I'll have the corresponding rows, and a lot of rows here. TR I'll have, and then I'll have a TD, table data. TD means table data. Okay, table data. Okay, so table data is there. Here I'll have a do, and table data age is 40. Okay, so table data and nabindu at gmail.com. So like this I'll do, and now I can have a lot more table data here. Like this I'll have a lot of table data. So I'll have all these three tables data, like this are data. So this is how the table tags are there, and in the table head we have a th. Inside a tr means table row, th means table header. Here we have a td. Okay, so that is the table tag. Okay, so the next thing which we are going to learn is the most important tag, which is known as a form, which are known as form tags. Why they are most important tags? Like this form Okay, we'll learn about. Okay, one more thing before even form tag, I am going to teach about two other tag. Okay, because we have come a bit down, and form tag is the most important tag in HTML, because after this HTML will mainly been over. So form tag will have a lot of tags actually. Okay, so it will take some time. So before form tag, I'll tell one more tag which is known as a HR. HR means horizontal rule. I'll save it. A line will be created. A straight line will be created, and this is a horizontal rule. Then I'll have a BR. BR means break row. Break row. Break row have some space. So break row add some space. And since this form tag is very important, what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap this form tag with this also. And inside this only, I'll create the all of the form tag. Form tags again like a table tag. It starts with the form. Okay, so this form, inside this we will have everything. So this is there. And why form tag is very important. Form tag consists of, see, when you go to Facebook and LinkedIn or anything, so what happens for the first time, you go there and you have to register there for the first time. So there is something like a name, and all those fields are there, name, age, gender, and all those fields are there. You enter it, you click on a submit button. Then what happens, all this data taken to the Facebook. Suppose you log into Facebook. Okay, so Facebook server, it will taken, and it will be stored in the US, because Facebook servers are in the US, so it will stored in the US or somewhere. Okay, so the servers it will store. Then the next time you'll go in, then you have to log into Facebook. So you click on the login, again a form. So all these things which takes user data are actually a form. They are inside a form, and that data is either saved in the database. And that is again a different thing which again we teach, but that's very complicated for right now. That is something which you have to learn after React, and with React and all, you have to learn how to query a database and all those things. All those things we teach on a YouTube channel only. We teach all those things, but in a systematic way. You should have a path to learn all those things. So as I told, all those things also we teach. Okay, so that is also a form. So you register form, login form, and when you go to Facebook, there is something known as post. Write some post. So you have a big text, and again I will not open Facebook here. So maybe I will open the LinkedIn here. So LinkedIn, I go here and see here startup post is there. So I create this this post here. Okay, so I will create this post, and then I will click on it. I'll click on it, and then again it will go to there. So how to take this, all this input, how to take all this input and all. So this input and all are taken by forms. So forms. So HTML is also very important, because it is how you take the user form. Actually HTML forms are there. After that we style it through CSS, again something which we are going to learn today only. And then we add some events and all. That is also something with JavaScript. So all the three things come into picture in a HTML form. That is also something we're going to learn. Let us create some forms soon. Form now. So form, let us let me write something, then I'll explain what it is. So in form we have something known as label. First label, and I'll write here name, and name, and input type text, and name equal to name, and ID equal to name. Similar to this, I'll have a age, 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 number. I'll have a number like this. Okay, so first let me see this thing, then I'll explain what it is. So when I saved it, so it is something familiar which all of you must have seen: name, age, password, and all these things in various websites. It is there. So in the name I can give anything, like you can write anything. Here in the age I can write any number. I can write any number, and it also have this special thing, like with this I can increase it. Okay, so like this it is there. So this is the common thing. But now let us come to it and understand it. As I told, everything will be inside a form, because it has got some special characteristics. Then I have a label and input. Label and input are always comes in pair. They always comes in pair. So one label and one input, one label and one input, they're always a pair. And how they are made a pair, how they are engaged, they are engaged with a group of tag known as the for and the id. So for and id are a group. For and id are a group. Okay, so this will have always the same thing. Like here I have a name, here I have a age and age, Okay, that is like this. So this is how it is there. But label main work is that this name is coming, this age is coming, this is coming because of the label. So name and age, this is coming because of the label. And then I have this type text is, but obvious what is type text? Type text, here I can type text, here I can type number. Type text is that. What is this name? As I've told earlier, all of this form data will ultimately be given to the backend, stored in the backend, but we are not going to see it right now. But the main criteria of this forms are that only, to collect the data and send it to the backend. Somehow that is something which JavaScript does, which we are not going to, which we're going to learn later on maybe. But and I teach that in the course. So for that we have this name property. Here name is name, but name is a keyword here, and it can be different thing, like here it is name, here is the age, something else will be there. So I'm also going to show now that when I submit this form, we'll have a submit button, then this will come into picture, this name and age. Okay, so that is there. So now these two tags are done, but one thing is there, these two things are coming on the same line, but how to make them in different line? If I would have used CSS, I could have done it easily. But I'm not using CSS right now. CSS will be taken in the next part by Masa. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do a div now here. And what is this div actually? Div is actually a block level element, like it creates a block. And when we see some HTML code, you'll see the div. People use div a lot. Div a lot they will use, and div I'll again do. And then this div, I'll have this link. I'll again make it here and cut it and save it. See, now both of them are coming in a different line. Label and input, both of them are coming in different line, and div is there. And then I'll have a BR here, break row, because they are very close to each other. I could have again used another div, but I'll not use another. I'll use a BR. BR will also create the space. Now I have some space. It is looking okay, not that much good, because all the beautiful things are done by CSS. Means this is the basic structure of the HTML code. HTML is without CSS is very ugly, like this ugly. And if you do something great, it becomes like a legendary site like Apple. Okay, so those who have not seen Apple, means go to Apple site, it's a piece of art. Okay, so that is there. And this div, and div is there. And then I will go to this BR, and again a BR. So I'm going to teach about something else like div and label. So now we'll see another thing. So we are going to see a lot of things like this label I'll do. And for this will be like message and message, and there is something known as the text area. Text area is there, and name will be message, ID will be message. Call and rows are like, it will make it a bit bigger, let it be there, save it. So it is very big. Call is 30 is okay. Row, let me make it a 5 only. Okay, so it is taking 2 extra parameters, it is okay. So again the for and the ID are there, which is again very important, and again the name is there. But see one thing, text area have an ending also. Input doesn't have ending. Some of the tags, as I've already told, doesn't have ending. So input is one of those tags. Okay, but text area have an ending like this. And what is text area? Text area is similar to input type text, but the good thing is that this is a text, and this is very popular. I show the LinkedIn example and the Facebook example. In that post is there. That is actually a text area only. That post is the text area, because I can type multiple lines in that. So this is how all the web is there. Okay, so after this we are going to see the select thing. Okay, so I'll come and do a BR, and I'll do a div here, and again a label and color and favorite color, and select name is color, and ID is color, and here I'll have a option of value is red color, and blue color and green color. Save it. So This is a label. Again, the labels are very popular. They are there in almost every site you go, Amazon.com and all those things you go, and label is there. So label are like this drop downs in which you select one of the value. They are known as label, and this is like the basic form of the label, and everything is made beautiful with what, with CSS. So this is like the ugly form of this, because I have not used any CSS here. And in Amazon you'll see a nice looking, like, let's go to Amazon. What is this? What is this actually? This drop down and all. Okay, this is the drop down. This is the drop down. I can select one of them. I can select one of them. So this is known as a drop down. Okay, so here you can go and select anything. Like my book I'll select. Anyway, I don't know from you how it doesn't work. So this is how you do it. Okay, so that is there. And okay, so through this you can select one thing. And here one more thing is there, this option is there. Okay, so this select is there. Inside the select, the options are there. Again, one of the thing only will be taken. So here there is something value is there, and there is red color written, red color, blue color, green color. So that has been shown here. But what is this value? Value is something which will be sent to the backend. Backend doesn't require this red color, blue color, or green color. It will require this red, green, and blue. We are going to see this thing, what is there. Okay, so now the next thing which we are going to see is, we are going to continue with this only. Okay, so there are two more things which I want to show here in the form, okay, before moving forward. And that is, like, I'll do a br and a div I'll do. And here the first thing we are going to do is the checkboxes. So what are these checkboxes? Again, I don't know why my Amazon is not opening in a streaming. It takes a lot of resources, I think. So these checkboxes you have seen on Amazon, like you select something like maybe I will try something like, maybe my Amazon will open now. So I'll go here. Okay. Mobile and computer, and all mobile phones I will do. Okay. Oh, it is only. So what is this checkboxes? Checkboxes are this thing. These things are known as checkboxes. I choose all mobile phones. So now what is happening? It is showing me all the mobile phones, but I don't want to see all the mobile phones. I want to see some of them. Maybe I want to see only Samsung, and I want to see OnePlus. The boat also is bringing mobile phone. I didn't know. Okay, so I don't know what it is showing. Accessories might be showing. So it is showing me only Samsung and OnePlus. So I can select all of them also, and I can select none of them also. So this is what is all about it. This is what is all about this checkboxes. You can, and they are like this square thing, and you can select whenever you select, it will show according to that. Okay, they are known as checkboxes. Okay, so that is there. And now we are going to create checkboxes. So inside this div, I will have a maybe a h4, and what do you own, like this I'll have. Then I'll have a input type is check box, and name is equal to vehicle 1, and value equal to bike, and label equal to for bike, and it is bike. And I should complete it with the ID should also come here. So ID equal to bike, and I'll have this vehicle 2 or 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 I'll have these things. Okay, so again, bike and car relation just like Amazon site, and I can click only bike and leave the car alone, or I will select both of them. And again, how it is working, like name is something. Okay, in checkboxes the name are always unique, means these two checkboxes are actually different, and when some data will go from here to the backend, it will go as a different, you see that thing. And foreign ID, you know what is foreign ID, they are like related. Okay, so that is there. Now the next thing is the radio boxes, which you when you, it is always there when you fill some of your form to register in some website like Facebook and all, you'll do. So there will gender column will be there, it will ask male, female, and maybe other or something like that. So you can select only one of them. That is how checkboxes are. They are those round things which are there, and it is not possible that you have not seen that thing. Okay, so div, I will have again div and h4 and gender is like this, and input type is now radio, and name is like gender, and value is like male, and id is like male. And one more thing, label I can have after also. In the checkbox I have label after, and here I'll have a label as male, male, female, 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 female. Okay, so this is there, and the other is there. Save it. So it will show like this, and I can choose any one of them, male, female. See, the moment I select the female, the male is on. The moment I select the other, the this thing is gone. And there is one thing which is different in radio boxes and check boxes. The name of it will be same. Like name is always gender. Here the name was one of them was vehicle 1, one of them was vehicle 2. They're different, but here it is same because only one of them will be sent to the backend through the value thing. The value is here. So the value thing, it will be sent. And how it will send, we'll see now. Next thing is that we're going to see now. So everything is done in this form. We just need a button now. So let us create a button here. And I will have a BR, and I will have a, again I'll have a div, and inside this div I will have a input. Okay, let me input I will have, and type is submit, and value equal to send, send. Save it. Now this send is there. Now this send is there, and a button has been created with input type submit. Okay, and we can create a button directly also. I'm going to see, show that also. Input type submit is a special kind of a button that is very important to understand, and this is always inside a form. It is there. So now let us see how this form works and all. So I will write and here, and this is good. Blue color, bike and car, both I will select. Male I will select, and I will click on the send. See here what will happen here, and see here also at both places you see, and I will send it. See, it has gone somewhere like this, and actually this page also got refreshed. In the page refreshed, everything has gone away. So page refreshing is very important because everything has gone away. But you'll see that this is not a good thing in a JavaScript. See, JavaScript works on a variables a lot. We're going to see that, and if you do this thing, it will refresh everything and it will become bad. And so if I come here and control X, I do, and I want to show this thing. So let me take it here, and I will put it here, and I will comment it out so that you can, I'll send this code so that you can have this. Okay, so I'll comment it out. So see, first thing is that this name is Napendu is here. What is this name actually? This name is actually this name. Then this age is there. So this age is there. Age is 40. Then this message is there. So what is this message? This message is this message, not this ID message, this name message. So whatever the message is on. Then this name color. Then this, okay, this is very important. Vehicle 1 equal to bike, and vehicle 2 equal to car, and gender is male. So this is how it all goes. This is our form has been completed now. So before moving forward, I want to tell, so everything I've told about the format is good, everything I've told, but it's still not, it is not everything. Okay, so if I go here and go to input types, okay, there is a link in W3C site, input types. Okay, this is a very good site. Okay, so input HTML input types, I've told a lot of input types, but still there are a lot, and most of them were released in 2015. Before that it was only this much. So some of them are like very important and good also. So this is one of the link which I want all of you to go through it, accept my, means go through my HTML and then go through this. Okay, and see, you'll see a lot of things are here. Like I will show one of those things. Okay, all of them radio box, checkbox, all of those things have shown. So there is a two things are very important here. If you don't do everything, do at least two things. Okay, where is the date? Input type date. There is an input type date which is recently come. What is happening here? Input type date. You get a very cool looking calendar to take the input, and in all the sites, if you have to go, you have to enter your date of birth. So that comes from this kind of calendars. And earlier it used to be very difficult to create these calendars, and we have to use some third-party library JavaScript thing. But now only input type date you give, and the calendar will come, and you can select this thing. So this is very important, input type date. And the other thing which is very important is like input type file. Input type file is there. Okay, so this input type file, what is this input type file? Input type file is something which gives you the ability to choose some file like this. You can choose it. Okay, choose any file here and submit it. Okay, so this is what you can do. Okay, so maybe I will put it here. Okay, why not? So maybe I'll put it here, but you can have this also, dr, and if now we also have these two things. Okay, so I can select a calendar here, I can choose a file here like this, I can choose. Okay, green color, let's send it, update it. Let me update it. Okay, so I will update it. So we'll get these two things also. Birthday, see, birthday is going to the backend of birthday is going correctly, and my file also, there's some other logic is there in the my file also. My file will also name and all this will go. So this is how it is there. And now one sec. Now so now what I am going to do now, we are going to learn about something known as a button tag. So this input type submit is also this. We have a button tag. Button tag. So button tag are just this button element is there, and click me, I'll say. And the button is like this. So the difference from this button inside HTML and this button is that when I click something, I have to add everything through JavaScript. I click, nothing is happening. Here, if I click it, see this thing got refreshed. Even if you don't pass anything, it will get refreshed and all. So those validations also you have to do. So it get refreshed. Whenever I have an input type submit, which is inside the form, everything get refreshed like this. Okay, so that is the. Now we are going to learn about one of the last thing in this HTML, which is very important, which is known as a image tag. Okay, so image tag also I have a BR, and then I have a image tag. So images are very important, and you should know how to add images in a website. So image I'll do, and img I'll do, and src, it is asking me for two things. One is src and one is alt. Src is the source of the image you have to give, and there are two ways to give the image. One is through the locally stored image, and one is through the image link from the internet. Okay, so let us do that. And here I'll do unsplash.com I'll do, and here maybe this image I'll take, this Oppo image I'll take, and I will download it. Maybe Medium I'll download. Okay, and then I'll come here and create a new folder. Mostly put images in the images folder, so I'll put images here, and then I will right click and reveal in Finder. There is something known as reveal in Explorer also. So for Windows, and this images I'll go and finder here also, and this is the thing, and I will put it here, and this is like this. Oppo something is there, and I'll change this and splash like this, and okay, so I have this image now, unsplash image, like this image is there here. I'll put this image, so it is in the images folder. Like I have to put this images and then backslash unsplash.jpg, and this thing alt, we have to take this alt. I have to put oppo and save it. So this so this big image has been shown, so we don't have any control over it and all. So most of the things is done through the CSS. If you want to do something, we'll do through CSS, and CSS will be taken by next by 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐚. I'm going to end soon, and we don't have much control through HTML. So HTML we have some control, like I can give like a width. So all this beautification thing is done through CSS one. So width I'll make it at 300, and height I will make it as maybe 200, like this. I'll save it, so it will come like this. Okay, so this is one way to give the image. There is another way to give image, as I was telling, which image is like I can directly go to any image anywhere in the internet. You right click on it, and you right click and do a copy image address. Any image on the internet, you go copy image address, you go, it will copy, it will give you some link. Okay, so you just will come here and do a control V here, it will paste the image thing, and I will write a Oppo internet, all right, save it, and again it will be shown like this. Big image is being shown. Maybe again I'll take this width and the height like this. I'll take and put it anywhere, width and height. And this second image is also been shown. Both of the images are been shown. So everything is done, but there is one thing which I want to tell. But what is this alt tag? What is this alt tag which I have taken? Alt tag is the tag which has been not used, and every time it is only been used when the image is not been shown. So there are different reasons for which the image is not been shown. One reason is that, which everyone have said, suddenly my internet connection goes away, which everyone have faced, or a website is there which is very image heavy, and suddenly the internet connection goes away, and then you get that broken image, famous broken image thing. So how I will break this image? Maybe I will do maybe I'll do this one. I'll break this one. I'll write the wrong path. Okay, I cannot close my internet. So like this I'll write, and see this broken Oppo thing is been shown. Broken image of Oppo thing is been shown. So this is how it has been shown. Okay, so one thing is there. So we have actually 1 second. Okay, so we have actually completed it, but I will do one thing. I'll do the basic setup. Okay, 1 second. So we are going to start with CSS now. In fact, 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐚 is going to start with CSS Basics. And, okay, so okay, so 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐚 is coming, and he's going to do this thing.
Hi all, a warm welcome to all of you. And today we will be having a very long awaited bootcamp of 3 to 3.5 hours. And as you all can see, so first let me see 1 second. Okay, so we have completed with HTML, and now I will be taking care of CSS part. So I will try to cover as much as possible in the CSS, and trust me one thing, we will do, or we will move the things in a very layman language, so that you will be able to understand the things, grab the things, and keep the things in your mind. And I will try to cover the CSS basics, and some CSS font properties, CSS styling, CSS styling of forms, CSS styling of list, and we'll try to cover as much as possible, because after that CSS JavaScript basics also is there. So I hope you all have loved this HTML CSS taken by my dear friend Bindu. And so let me quickly check who all are active here. So I request all to please write um, yes in the comment box, so that I will come to know that you all are ready for the CSS now. So please type yes, yes in the comment box. Let me see how many of you are active there and actually focusing on the learning and not on the attendance and all the comments like that. So please write yes, so that let me understand how many of you are currently active. So, okay, Kiran. Yes, Kiran. I am also ready for the CSS. It's a very, yes, Shruti. Thanks. So let me start with CSS now, and then by the time let people will reply with yes, let me actually set up my system and let me increase the font size so that you will be able to view the screen. So I hope my screen will be very clear to all of you, and my voice is also loud and clear. So let's create a basic HTML file, index.html, and as Navindu told you, this is the basic HTML structure, and so we'll change this document CSS Basics. So what is CSS? As you all have seen early by Navindu, they have created. Yeah, Shiva ready, Prashant ready. Yeah, Madhvi ready. Yeah, yes, I am also ready here with the CSS. CSS is very interesting. CSS is very colorful. CSS is very responsive. CSS is very. It's a actually two-way communication language. What I used to say. So basically, CSS is earlier being developed by W3 schools, and in 1995 it has been introduced, and in 2015 a major upgradation has been happened in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So today, let me start with CSS. And what is CSS? CSS, as you all know, CSS, the full form of CSS is cascading style sheet, where you will be actually doing the styles, adding the styles to the HTML structure. What looks actually very ugly and not decorative, not beautiful, not good, not soothing. So with the help of CSS, you will be adding the styles to it, and you actually make the web page responsive, so that it actually adjusts themselves. It actually fit the contents. The web page actually, you are actually given the authority to the web page to actually adjust themselves depending upon the size of the screen, depending upon the size of the content, depending upon the contents available there. So there are three ways. There are three ways to actually add a CSS into any file. Three ways. I will ask a question to all of you, and let me see who will comment the correct answer. Okay, I will type the question in some time. So there are actually three ways in which you can add the CSS to any of the HTML file. One first is the inline CSS, second one is the internal CSS, and third one is the external CSS. So inline means in the same line. So in order to understand, let me actually link the theoretical with the practical, so that you will not get bored, and you will link the things very quickly. So let me have h1 tag, and in this we'll have hello all. So let me save it and open with the live server. saved it. Fine, perfect. So as you all can see, this is a header tag in which the matter is hello all. So how to add inline, how to add CSS in it? For this we will add in style here, and in this let's have the background color to aqua. So as you all can see, the background color has changed to aqua. So this is the example of inline CSS. How you will be adding a CSS here with the help of inline CSS. So moving on to the next topic, which is the internal CSS, in which let me have h2 I have written adding CSS to HTML. So as you all can see, adding CSS to HTML is here. So for the internal CSS, we will write add a style here, and in the style we tag the header, and let's change the color to red. So how to change the color to red? Once again, let me use hash. So as you all can see, red color has been available here. So now the third one, for which let me create h3, and in this h3 I will write external CSS and saved it. So for this, as the name suggests, external, we will be creating a external file in which we will be adding the styles to the content. So let me have the property as font family. As the font, let's change it to Vardhana first. So, and have the font weight to bold. Fine. Also, let me have a background color to RGB. Sorry, RGB. In case we'll have 10 and 10. So it is something related to black. So what you have learned from here? Actually, I have added so many things here. So let me tell you one by one. So as you all can see, there are three ways to add CSS: inline, internal, and external. So inline means the same line. In the same line, we have inserted the style and add the background color to h1, which you all can see as aqua color. Second one is the internal CSS, in which inside the HTML you can add the styling. So for this we have created h2 tag, header 2 tag, and in the header 2 tag we have changed the font color to red. So this is the red color font. Fine. Second The external CSS, I have created h3 tag and have added a style with the font family, font weight, and background color. But there is a problem that the h3 is not the styles what we have inserted or applied to h3 is not being coming here. Why it is not coming? Because you have to actually link the file which we have not did, because in this, sorry, see, now it has appeared, but as I have changed the background color to black, it will looks very odd. So now, as if someone have noticed, I have actually added colors in three forms. First one, as you all can see, is simply the name of the color. Second is second color name starts with hash, and third type of color name starts with RGB. So there are another three types or three methods in which you can add colors to the HTML through CSS. These are the third ones. These are the three methods. First one is simply typing the name of the color. Second one is the hexadecimal format. And third one is the RGB, which is red, green, and blue format. So here, simply typing the name of the color, as you all can see, simply type red, green, blue, violet, orange, purple, magenta, like that. You can simply type the name and it will automatically pick it up. Now, in the hexadecimal format, let me tell you one thing. It starts with hash and have a 6-digit or alphanumeric characters. As you all can see, hash double F 0000, which actually tells red, fine, and it starts from, basically it actually comes from the number system. As most of you are from engineering background, as you all have known the number system, in the hexadecimal number system the range starts from 0 to 9 and A to F. So if you type hash 000000, it is black, and hash double F double F double F, it is red. So the third type of number system is the RGB, which is a combination of red, green, and blue color, from where the range starts from 0 to 255. As you all can see, the maximum range which I have inserted here is 255, and I can also write 0. See, this is how it works. So moving on to the next, some font properties. As you all can see, I have inserted font family and font weight here. So what is font family and font weight? So font family is basically the types of fonts which you all know, as you are from engineering background, or you are from MC background, or you have a basic knowledge of computer system. So as you have already read the type of fonts, which is Arial, Times New Roman, Times Roman, and Vardhana, Sans Serif, Canon. So there are n number of fonts which you all can actually link or add to any of the HTML. But why all we have written three type of fonts? So because these main font is the Vardhana font, and second and third, which is the Geneva and Tahoma sans serif font, are basically the fallback fonts. What are fallback fonts? In case, as you all know, there are basically 3 to 4, or nowadays there are many type of browsers available. So it is not possible for all the browser to support all the font properties. So for this, we actually will be adding or I can say we actually will be providing the backup fonts in which if I can say Google Chrome does not support Vardhana font, so it will automatically pick up the second available font what we have inserted is the Geneva font. So if I can say uh, Safari does not support Vardhana and Geneva font, so it will automatically pick up the Tahoma font. Or if I can say the Firefox does not support Vardhana, Geneva, Tahoma, and I can say it will not support sans serif font, so it will automatically become there by default font. So this is basically the font family property in which you can actually add font styles to the content. So, but nowadays, let me tell you one thing. Nowadays, in spite of these fonts, there are Google fonts also available, which are actually being using a lot, irrespective of the fonts which we have mentioned. So, what are Google fonts? Google fonts, as the name suggests, is a fonts which has been introduced by Google. But as you all can see, these fonts are basically very attractive, very good looking, and very what I can say. Let me click to enter. So as you all can see, in this enter, there are different type of font fits. So as you all can see, thin 100, extra light 200. Fine. See, the same font starting from thin 100 to black 900 have different available styles. So let me remove the previously added fonts. Now let us add this thin 100 and Control C, click on export, import Control C, and we'll add here this font. Simply Control V, what we have copied. Now, as you all can see, the font name is Inter. So, using this, enter. So, saved it. So, now let me add one more property of font, which is font size will have 20p. Second. And let me change this color to pink. So now, as you all can see, this inter font has been inserted in this font family with the help of this arrows, sorry, commas, and so let's have some another property of font which is called as a text transform, in which there is text transform in which you can actually add or you can actually change the entire content into the small letters or capital letters or lowercase. See, uppercase, save it. See. Lowercase, saved it. Okay. So now, as I have told you, there are three type of colors. There are three ways in which you can add colors to the CSS. So now, let me show you HTML color picker, in which you can actually get there are n number of methods, there are n number of colors in which you can add, and the codes of that colors, as you all can see, the RGB code, the name of the color, and the hexadecimal code. So now let's quickly change. See, as soon as you click to any of the color, it will show their RGB, their hexadecimal color, and the HSL format. HSL format is also a new type of colored format in which you can add this through HSL. HSL stands for hue, saturation, and lightness. So see, the site is HTML color picker. You can pick, you can create, you can imagination, you can imagine, you can actually visualize and create color as per your comfort, as per your choice. So this is how you can actually select colors and add. So going back to the font families, this is how you can actually add a font. So now, as you all have noticed here, I have actually added a unit in the font which is called as the px. So here px resembles as pixel, which is actually a unit of measurement. Fine. So in spite of px, there are em, rem also, in which you can actually what let me make it more simple. Similar to px, there are em and rem also, which will help you to give this as a unit of measurement to any of this content. So let me change it to 2rem, see, and 5em, see. Now let me now design, or let me now add a paragraph tag and have the lorem content. So now let's cut, or let's design the paragraph. In this, as you all know, or as you all can see, it have appeared here. Now in this paragraph, let me increase 1 second. Around 50. Fine. So now there is a property line height 5px. One second. We'll use em 2rem. See, so line height is a property in which you can actually create space between the lines. Let me change it to 5. 5 will be very high, very big. So let me make it 1.5 rem. So now let's have another property which is called as letter spacing. 1 second, it is not coming. One minute. Data spacing will change it to 2em. So as you all can see, spaces have created between the letters of this H3 tag. Now word spacing is also another content. We'll have 2rem, but let me actually disable it now. We change it to see CSS shift towards the right of the screen. So these are basically the font properties which will help you to design your screen, design the content, and all this. One second. Let me see in case if any other topic is left or not. So now we'll move to the different topic. Another topic which I can say is the class and IDs. So for this, let me create a div and we'll shift the content inside this div. Select it, and using Alt and up arrow, you can actually shift or move the content inside a tag. So as you all can see, I've created a div, and inside this div I have moved the h3 and the paragraph tag, which is basically the external CSS and this one. So what are classes and what are divs? So classes and IDs are basically used to target any element in the HTML. Classes can be used multiple times, but IDs can only be used single time. This is the main basic difference of classes and IDs. And classes, in order to use class, a dot is used to highlight a class and hash is used to highlight a ID. So we'll tell you in a practical manner. Class CSS and let me create another div. Here we'll have a paragraph tag of lorem. This one, saved it. Here we'll use the ID of the ID name. We'll use the ID name as we'll use ID only. So saved it. Now always copy the name of the class, and now I will show you how to use the classes and IDs. So as you all can see, I have actually input a dot before CSS. What is CSS? CSS is the name of the class which I have given in H3. Or let me do one thing, 1 second. So I created two divs, this div number 1 and div number 2. And in this first div, I have h3 and paragraph tag, and this div have a class with the name as CSS. So let me target this class, and as you all can see, h3 and paragraph tag are inside this class. So as soon as I target this class CSS, let you all see what has started happening. So have the background color as will again take now we'll target this ID that I've told you. We'll use hash in order to target ID. So in this, we'll change the background color to and we'll have the color to white. So this is how you will be able to highlight, or you will be able to target a class and ID. Classes will be targeted with the help of dot, and ID will be targeted with the help of hash. So now, moving on to the next topic, which is the box model. So let me see how many people are there. And can someone tell me in the message box that in how many ways you can add CSS? I just want to listen to some of you. In how many ways we can add CSS? Let me see how many of you are actually be physically and mentally available here. In how many ways you can add CSS? This I have repeated around 5 to 6 times. Can someone tell me in how many ways you can add CSS? So guys, focus on learning here. Nobody is here. It's almost 1 minute past. Can someone even guess in how many ways we can add CSS? So Shahir Sheikh Shiva and where are Prashant, Madhvi, Shruti, Kiran? Can someone tell me in how many ways you can add CSS? This is a very basic question here. I am about to cover the CSS basics. Moving on to the box model property. Can someone tell me? So guys, I have told you many times, make yourself comfortable, make yourself available, focus on learning, focus on concepts. We have created this for your betterment, and actually, let me tell you one thing in a very linked manner with theoretical and practical. So, leave it. Moving on to the next property, which is a box model property, in which, as you all can see, we have created a div with the class with the ID as ID. Now I will be changing this to class, as the name of the class is ID. Now we'll target with the help of dot. And here, what is a box model property? A box model property is, as the name suggests, a box model property is very simple. and a box inside a content. So here, let me create a border of 2px solid with green color, and let me remove it. So as you all can see, a box has been created. 1 second. Yeah. Thanks, Atharva. It's actually 3. No, I'm not asking about inline, internal, external. I just want to listen how many types, in how many ways. I don't want the names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So thanks here. Just Atharv, very good here. Actually, I actually found you only focusing here. So very nice. Nice to see you. So moving back to the box model. As box models contains of 4 things, which is actually content, padding, border, margin. So as you all can see here, so 1 second, let me copy this and open in the Chrome now. So as you all can see, what is a box model? So let me select it. See here, this box, as you all can see, this is the content. Outside this content have a padding. Outside this have a margin. So let me tell you once again, this is the content. Around the content have a padding. Around the padding have a border, and around the border have a margin. This is basically the box model. A box model contains of 4 things: content, padding, border, and margin. Yeah, Mr. Sheikh, 3 ways. Shiva, 3. So if someone have replied, now rest all have started replying. So now focus on to the box model, leave that question. It's already ended. So what is a box model? A box model contains of 4 things: content, padding, border, and margin. So simply you can right click on the screen and go to the inspect, and you can see the box. See. So now let me add some styles to this box model. So let's give some padding of 5p 5px. We'll have the margin of 20px. So what has happened? So margin, as I have said, margin, it basically applies on all the 4 directions, which is top, right, bottom, and left. Similarly, padding also applies in all the 4 directions. So in order to use anyone in any of the specific direction, So let's have padding left. So as you all can see, in the left we'll have the padding as, now I have increased. As you all can see, this space has been created, which is called as, which is due to padding. So now we'll have margin of right. So as you all can see, the content I have shift towards the right. Let me change to 50, 20 is fine. So this is how either you can give padding or margin in a simple number which will applies in all the direction, or you can actually applies direction wise, either top, down, left or bottom. So this is how you can add padding and margin. So now let me see what to cover now. So now we will be moving on to a very important topic which is called as styling of list. So please be attentive. Please be patient. I will again ask a question. So what is list? How we will be styling it? So let me create. Let me do one thing. Delete it. I have comment out all this. So now let me create a simple list with the help of div, and we'll have h2, and in this h2 we'll have unordered list, and in this we'll have list item uh, 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 into 5. A very shortcut which I've made. So we'll have a div with class as categories, and h2 will have category. So this is the h2 header tag, and let me change here. One second. Let me come here. Cat 1, cat 2, 3. So as you all can see, category 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 has been created. Now let me put hash here. Why hash? Because we don't want this to go to any of the page. Saved it. Now we'll target this class and have a border. First create the box model of 2px solid, 2px solid of which color? Let me take light blue color. So as you all can see, box has been created. Now we'll have a border radius of 5px. So as you all can see, these sharp end have been changed to curved end. So here as you all can see, we have given h2 dot categories targeting the header tag 2 will move the text to center. Sorry. One second. Before this, let me have some padding. Padding of will have 5 x. So as you all can see, some space has been created. And 1 second, let me disable all these things. We'll have margin of npx. One second, some gap is there. One second, let me remove it. Fine. So now let's target this h2 to the center, this category to center. Dot categories to text align center. But why all the content is shifting to the center? Because let me give a class here. Something is not working properly. One second. This we have taken h2 div. Inside this div we have h2 and another list. Fine, perfect. So this h2 has to work. One second. One second. For this, let me remove it first. Now selecting this and have unordered list. We'll use the padding as 0. As you all can see, the extra spaces has been removed and the content have actually shifted towards the left. Now will have the list style as none. See, the dots have been removed now. Now we'll target the anchor tag A, have the text decoration as none, which have removed the underlines, and have the color to black. Now we'll have the hover property, in which we will add the hover to the anchor tag will have the color as red. So what is this hover property? These hover properties are basically the pseudo class properties, in which as soon as we move our cursor to this content, it will change the color to what we have mentioned as red. So these are basically the hover properties. So now one second, let me have utter bottom of 1px dotted with black color. So as you all can see, and also let have some margin bottom is here of 5px. So let me change it to 15px. So now it is looking nice. So this is how you can actually style the list. One second. So now we will be moving on to the next topic, which is called as the styling of forms, where we will be creating a form and we will be styling it. So quickly, let me create a form and then we'll style it. So we'll have the form. Inside this form, we'll have a div. Inside this div, we'll have label first, and after this label, we'll have the input. So we'll give a class here, form group, and label will have the label for name, and input type will have text. Name. So now I will copy this 3 times. So now we'll change this name to email, save it, and input type will have email. So email, saved it. And here also we'll have the label type as message. And div class form group 1, label have message. Let me save it. And here perfect, fine. Now in the last we'll have a input button, value as submit, and we'll give it the class as btn. So now this is a form what we have created. Now we will be going to style it. The thanks Madhvi, 3 because 3. So now let me style this, the form what we have created. So let me copy the name of this class, and here dot have the padding of 20 px. So some spaces have been created. One second, I think my form. I've one more class I have created which will apply, which will be, I can say, the parent class and will apply to whole of the form. So here let me copy this also. Control C. Dot no. Dot form group space dot my form have the padding and the bottom of tpx. So some spaces have been created between the lines. I will display as doc. So now all are there one below the another. Let me close this. Fine. Now of 100%. Now quickly we'll target this class as button. Change the background color to blue. Color to white. And we'll have the border radius of 5px. Let me change the font, or let me have the padding So 10px, or we'll give to 20px so that button looks, and have the font size to 20px. Border radius will change it to px. Let me change it to 5px. Have the margin left as 10px. Space will change it to 20px. So now it is in alignment to name, email, and message. So now let us add some hover property to this button. Dot button hover. Where is hover? One second. Button hover. So we'll give the reverse. We'll have the background color to white and the font color to blue. So as you all can see, as soon as I move the cursor to this button, the color will inverse. So the font color will change to blue and background color will change to font color. So let's give some opacity to 0.5. See, and let me target one more thing, input. Width to 100%. So as you all can see, the width of this has been changed to 100%. But 1 second. Here okay, fine. Now we'll target this label. And this label, 1 second. Let's change the font size to 20px. So now it is looking nice. We'll have some font weight also. Change it to bold. And what else can we add here? In this button, let me have the text align as center. Okay. So 1 second. This is how you will style a form. There are so many properties though that you can add and keep the form looks more and more beautiful. So basic I have added. Let me have in this input, we'll have the padding of 20px so that some spaces have been created. The content will be in the center, as you all can see. So I can say the basic scaling has been completed now. Now Navindu will be adding the JavaScript in this, adding a functionality so that you all will be able to understand how the functionality of JavaScript will works, how the checks has been created. So handing over to Navindu now. 1 second.
Hello all. So yeah, so thanks Mausam for that. Mausam for creating this nice form and wait a sec. Let me complete it with JavaScript and then okay. Let me do one more thing. Thank you all for staying here for such a long time. And I installed. Please mark your second attendance here. This is also mandatory. Okay, so thank you. And as I have always told that doing CSS also what most of people, it's not complete CSS. We have a 5-day CSS course in which we do CSS for every one day, 1 hour each day, and it will be taken soon by Mosam. Again, we do it in a lot of repeated things. So CSS, after this thing, you should do that CSS thing. After that, JavaScript thing, and after that, React. So that is the way you should move forward. Okay, CSS, JavaScript, and React. Okay, so that is there, and CSS we teach Flexbox, Grid, and everything complete course it is there. Flexbox and JavaScript also it is complete course. And JavaScript, which I'm going to tell now, it is very less because we don't have much time here, and this is something which you might think a bit complicated, and which I generally do it on day 3. Okay, mainly it's a practical kind of a thing which I'm going to tell. So I'm going to tell the power of JavaScript here. Because of that I'm going to tell this thing. And okay, one sec. So this thing is like for JavaScript, first thing you need a different file. Okay, JavaScript is a programming language, so most people find it a bit difficult and all here. So let me come here and we'll add a JavaScript file. So where do we add a JavaScript file? JavaScript file we always add at the end of the files. First we have to create a JavaScript file. So I'll go here and create a main.js file, and then main.js file, and js means JavaScript, and this we have to add at the end of this body and all. Okay, so here I will do a script script and src, and it is main.js I'll do, and and so why did I added JavaScript at the end where I had added the CSS at the start? So Mosma added CSS at the start. So JavaScript is always added at the end. JavaScript is sort of a blocking kind of a language in the HTML CSS JavaScript code. So what it will do if I add it at the start only? So first the JavaScript will load, then only the CSS and HTML everything will load it. And this is not the case. JavaScript is used for what? We'll soon see that JavaScript will allow me to get the whatever the user type here. Then whenever he or she will click this submit button, it will fire an event. So that will only be done once this DOM is then complete done. At that time only it will be done. So that is not means right now it is not we will not need all of these things until it is done. Okay, so that's why something is like minus sec, one sec. Button. Where is my button? No problem. Okay, so let us see how to do this and all. Okay, okay, so for JavaScript, we need to target something. So what we need to target here? We need to target all the things. First, we need to target this form. Then I want to target this, all this input boxes I want to target, and this button already some target is there. Okay, so first I will target all these things. So for that, I have this form. I have this my form that is okay, but okay, for this input I need something. So I'll do id equal to and I need the ID for targeting. Okay, so ID equal to email, ID equal to name, ID equal to message. I'll do, and then in JavaScript, what we are doing right now, it is known as DOM programming. Okay, DOM programming, and here we are going to target everything. So we'll have a const. Const is something like a variable. Please document.query selector, and it is inbuilt here, and document.query selector, it's a class. So class Masam has explained. So whenever we take a class in JavaScript also, we have to give a dot. So query selector is something which is there in the JavaScript DOM. So document.query selector, my form I'll do, and then I have to select all the three things, like a const name input is not dot name, it is like I have taken ID. So it is like a hash name. So ID is like a hash name, and const email input is like this, and const message input, it's like a message, because I've taken this message is for this thing. Okay, so all these things I have taken. Now we have to start it. So start what? Starting, we have to start how to get whatever the user type here, and then we're not going to submit it to the some backend and all. We are going to show it below only. Okay, for that I need one more thing here. After this means this form, I will have a UL. This, okay, UL. One sec. And this UL, okay, UL of ID equal to users I'll have. So inside this UL, I'll show some li. I'll add some li from the JavaScript, and JavaScript is very powerful. You can add the li also from the JavaScript. So here, const user list equal to document.query selector, not user list. It is a users, and that is also a hash users, like this. Is there? Now I have to add an event listener. So event listener, whenever the user will type something, that is okay, but whenever the user click on this submit button, then I need an event listener. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a my from dot add event listener and on submit. So what is this event listener? So forms always have a kind of a event, like a submit event. It is always there, it is there in the form only. So the submit event will happen whenever someone click on that button. So submit event will happen. So I will, whenever the submit event, this statement tells that okay, whenever the add a event listener in this button, which will continuously in the background keep on listening to this. So this is how JavaScript works. This is JavaScript runs in the background continuously. Whenever you go to any website and click on a button, that button is always listening for your click event, for always listening that you'll come there and click on it. It will always there on the website. It will always be running there. So this submit event is there. And on submit will create a small function here in the on submit. Okay, so I'll come here and do a functions. What are the functions? Functions are a way to divide larger programs into small programs, and sometimes these functions are required for some functionalities, like this you will do. So there are two ways of programming. One is known as functional programming, and one is known as object-oriented programming, which the languages like C++, Java have. Although JavaScript also have some functional aspect to it, and we teach all of those things. Okay, so that is there. And first thing is that on submit is, it takes a special value known as e. There is something known as e dot prevent default. So what is this e dot prevent default? Why do I require it? And I require it for a reason. Okay, so I'll do a console dot log of e. Maybe I will do e, or maybe I'll do a directly I'll do name input dot value, because whatever the user types, I can get it through name input dot value. So I will save. So console.log means it will be there in the console. So developers have something special known as a console. So I will inspect it and see this console will be shown here. This is the console, developer console. So if I come here and write anything here, okay, first thing is that I want to remove this e.prevent default and just comment it out. This is how you comment it out, so the code will not execute. Then I will write and then I will submit it. You'll see that I'm not getting that thing. I'm not getting something like when I'm submitting it, I'm not getting it. Okay, input, not value submit. Type should be submit. Type should not be button, type should be submit. Inside a form, it should be type should be submit. Okay, so if I write something like Nabendu and if I submit it, see it sort of refreshed everything. And it is not a good thing. Although when I was teaching HTML, I told that okay, it all goes to the backend and all, but that was a very old technique that was done with PHP in the backend. But nowadays JavaScript is only in the backend, and if I submit this thing, it refreshes the browser. Means all the whatever I have written, it has gone away. So I don't want that behavior. That's a very old behavior coming from old JavaScript. So I will uncomment it. See now what will happen. I will go here and write my name, and then I will submit it. See, it has been shown here. So this is how it has been shown. Console.log input.value, and console.log is something which is like this console is. Okay, so name input.value, then I will have this email input.value, and then I will have this message input.value. But then I will do something here, and I will do this is something, and I'll submit it, and it will be shown like here. Okay, name input value, email input value, and okay, why it is coming like this? Message, name, email, message. I have not saved it actually. Okay. I don't want it to show in the console and all. What I want it to be show below it. So how to do that? So to do that, we'll do some programming. For that only I have written this user list, and that is like what we are going to do here. First thing is that we can create HTML from JavaScript. JavaScript is very powerful. So I will do here, and I will have a const li. So I'm creating a list item. Okay, document.create element li, then li dot append child. And don't worry, we teach all of these things in great detail in our JavaScript course. Okay, so right now I'm going a bit fast because we don't have time. Okay, so document dot create text node. There is something known as document dot create text node. Here I'll take the name input value, message input value, and even the dollar email input dot value, and this is how I will show it. And then so what this will do, inside the li it will put some text, and this is how you show a string. And again, that is something which will be taught in great detail in the JavaScript course. And then I'll have a user list dot append child li, and okay, let me save it. Now I will again put everything here and submit it, and it will be shown here like this. It will be shown, but this is already there. I'm not liking it. This is already there. So we should always remove it. Like after we are done, we should remove all these things. So save it, and then see now what will happen. Come here, and it will be shown. It is gone. So now again submit it, and it will be shown like this. Okay, so this is like this. It will be shown, and if I right click it and if I inspect it, so you can see something which is known as a DOM also. Okay, so in this DOM you can see this user ID is there. Okay, so it was the empty UL with users ID, and then inside this I have a li. Two LIs are there. One li is like this and one li is like this. So this is what we created with the JavaScript. First we have created an li, then we have put the data inside that li with this command, and then we have put this li in the user UL I have put, and then I have cleared the thing. So this is how the JavaScript and work. Okay, so who all have filled the second attendance sheet also. Okay, so we are done with today's class. Thank you all for attending and be here for the past 3 hours. I can see still a lot of people there. If you have some other queries, please ask us on the WhatsApp groups. I think Mosam have provided that earlier. Please contact me on LinkedIn and I will try to answer all the questions what you have, because I also have limited time, and that mainly I give to my paid students and all. But whatever is possible on maybe on the YouTube chat and all those you can ask, and me or Mosam will be try to answer that thing. And on LinkedIn also you can ping me. LinkedIn, as you have seen, I'm big on LinkedIn, so you can ping me on the connect with me on LinkedIn, and please to connect with me on LinkedIn, because I'm going to promote all of you who will get the certificate today, and certificate will get by tomorrow. As I've told, certificate will get by tomorrow. And please be in connection with me. If you want to also get, we have a very good playlist also which you can follow. Means if you really want to be a web developer, we are there to help you, because that is what our channel is all about. If you want that playlist, I can give you the playlist. It is very difficult to give it on this chat. We have a very big playlist, okay, and that you follow for 6 months rigorously. And after this you have to learn this, after this you have to learn this. In internet there is explosion of knowledge. Okay, you go to any very good site, like maybe the Traversy Media, you will go. It's a very good site, but you don't know, you if you are fresher, you don't know from where I learned this, where I learned this. Traversy Media is got everything. Traversy Media is the main channel in YouTube, but you don't know where to start, where to end, and all those things you don't know. So that is which thing we specialize in. We specialize in giving the exact path which you take for the next 6 months to get a job. Okay, and there are jobs only in React.js. If you do your thing, you know that the jobs are only in React.js and nothing else. Okay, so with this I will end today's stream. Thank you all for attending, and you'll get your certificate by tomorrow. Be in touch with us in the WhatsApp groups or in the LinkedIn and all.